Hey everyone, good morning. My name is Matt, Silicon Valley-based executive and career coach. I wanted to share some thoughts today about why people don't get promoted. And this is specifically for tech, but this can apply to many other industries as well. So I wanted to share a couple of my thoughts here today. Just a couple of quick reasons why people are not getting promoted. And if this is happening to you or this is something you've struggled with in the past in your role, go ahead and like and subscribe for more insights like this. Would love to continue the conversation. So let's get into it. So I think the first thing that I see with a lot of the clients that I work with is that they don't understand what the role above them actually entails. A lot of people go into wanting to be promoted, thinking that they deserve it, thinking that that they've done the work, that it should be reflected, that it's almost kind of something that should just happen by default. And that's really the wrong mindset to go into designing your promotion. So the first key thing is to understand, what does the role above you actually look like? And there's a couple of ways that you can do that. So one specific way is your company likely has a career ladder. Going and reviewing that and really getting granular, even using AI here perhaps, to understand what's involved in that role. How is it different from the role you have today? And really taking a critical look on what you're doing, what you're not doing, and what the gap is. So that's the introspective part, understanding that. The second piece of that is really going and having conversations. So if you're not in meetings with people who are that level, go and get in those meetings. If you're not in those meetings or not able to get in those meetings, then what you're going to want to do is set coffee chats. So one practical tip that you could do is set a goal to have a meeting with 3 to 5 people who are at that level within your company to understand, how they show up, how they speak, what their worldview is. And that's going to really help you to reframe and reset how you show up in those expectations. So that's the first piece that I would say, is understanding what the next role is and then designing a path to get there. This is something I help my clients with a lot. It's a lot of fun when done right, but this is a critical step to designing your promotion. So what's the second piece here? I think the other trend that I see with a lot of folks is they don't understand timing well. So one common mistake that I see with people is, most companies, especially in tech, they're going to have 2 review cycles, a mid-year and an end-of-year cycle. And a lot of times they leave that up to chance. So they expect that their manager or other leaders will understand the work that they've been putting in, that they'll understand what they're doing, how valuable they've been. And then they go into that review and surprised they're not getting promoted. And I've seen that happen time and time again. So the key thing to understand with the timing is that the review happens before the review. And this may sound obvious, but a lot of people miss it. And so what I mean by that is, if you think of your company's review, you've got to get out ahead of that 3 to 4 months beforehand. That's when those conversations are actually happening, and that's where you need to influence to try to shift that decision to go your way. So what does that look like? That looks like proactively having conversations with your manager, understanding how they think about you, what gap they might see, if any, and how you can remediate that. And then also making sure that you and that person are aligned on your story. That's another key critical piece there. So that's the second piece, is understanding the timing of the promotion cycle and getting ahead of it. Now for the third piece, what I would say is a critical one, and this is understanding the org. So a lot of people make the mistaken notion that their manager holds the power for their promotion. And this is really not true in many cases. For people that have been part of a promotion cycle on the inside, you'll know that it's very rarely one person who holds sway to give a promotion. In reality, it requires networking and consensus building with other leaders, maybe folks in HR, maybe even sometimes folks in finance. So the key thing that you can do there is to really understand, what does that look like in your company? Who actually holds power there? Who do you need to influence before the decision so that you can really be on track to get that promotion that you want? So that could look like having a skip level. That could look like meeting cross-functional partners. There's a lot of things that you can do proactively to understand what the lay of the land is and how you can influence it. And then the last piece that I'll share is what I call doing the job. So a lot of people, they wait for permission to be that next level. So they're looking to get that promotion, and then they start to show up as a director, or then they start to show up as a VP. And that's really the wrong mindset. Instead, what I work on with my clients is, once we've defined what that next level looks like and how they need to show up, there's nothing stopping you from doing that today. And so that entails a mindset change where you're really going to be thinking about, what does that next level look like? How do I show up at that level day to day? So that by the time that promotion cycle comes around, it's an obvious choice. People should not have reservations about moving you up. And then that tends to really solidify your chances to get that promotion that you're going after. So just a few quick tips sharing here about how to navigate promotions within tech, how to engineer those so that you can achieve your best success. This is Matt from Talent Sherpas signing off, and hope you all have a great day.